my name is Anthony Rawlins. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Digital Visitor. This presentation will focus on two things for you, two quite simple things. I'd like to show you how social commerce can drive the buying cycle on your website at multiple points. And secondly, I'd like to show you how you can reduce costs using social media. I really do want to keep it that simple for you all, and I hope that there are some take-homes for you at the end of this. So, a little bit about us. We are dedicated as an organisation to driving revenue and reducing costs for our customers. We are travel industry specialists, because this is a unique industry. We have won some awards recently. Most noticeably, I'm going to point this out, the Globe Awards for Innovation in Travel. I only point this out because we beat Virgin, Kuoni, and TripAdvisor for this, and I didn't think we had a chance at all, because those were amazing applications those guys put forward. So, pretty proud of that one. I almost didn't even turn up to the awards. I didn't think we'd win. I just didn't. But we also have a key philosophy that is, we believe in social commerce for all travel organisations, not just the ones with 150k budgets to put into social media this year, for those with 400 transactions per annum to 40,000 transactions per month. That's one of our philosophies. And you can see some of our clients there, and obviously I've put all the big clients on there, but it's the little ones we care about a heck of a lot as well. So, how are we currently measuring ROI? This is for everybody apart from Barbara. A lot of us are measuring this by Facebook fans and likes. And I've got to say, I'm getting really bored of that, to be honest, because I just don't think it's really working for anyone. I've spoken to a number of incredibly important, powerful travel people today, and they're still talking about how, oh, well, we've got a campaign of 120,000, and we've got 120,000 likes, and it's not doing much for us. But the fact is, the reason I don't think likes and fans are a great way is because Facebook are changing the goalposts all the time. All right? First of all, they used to be called fans, and now they're likes. I've no idea what they're going to call them next year. Some studies, again, Barbara pointed out beautifully as well. What is the value of a like? What was it, $260 I saw on one of the quotes, or rising to that, 120? That's amazing. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to sell my kind of Facebook page to somebody for that kind of ROI myself, and I'm going to leave. I don't need to talk at these events anymore, possibly. But I don't believe it. My nephew has 2,000 friends, 2,000 likes, fans, whatever you even call them now, friends. How much does that make him worth based on that? That's unbelievable. He's only 15. But I think more changes are coming. One of the points I was going to make, is that a recent study done in March this year showed that the visibility of your posts on Facebook goes to 16% of your fans. 16% of your fans see your posts. So when you're calculating how effective or the cost per acquisition of each like, times it by 6 to get an effective figure, only 16%. And this was a study done across 4,000 websites. Net positive sentiment is another way some people are currently measuring ROI. Great. What does that really mean? I have found it quite difficult with the vast number of clients that we have into the travel industry to find many that are anything but neutral for their net positive sentiment. It's not that strong an indication. And to tell you the truth, I feel that if there's a sentiment towards your brand, you'll probably know that. I don't think you need social media to tell you that. Traffic is a great way of measuring ROI because we pay for traffic in all kinds of different forms. So if we show social media to bring traffic to our sites, that's a great way of saying, well, actually, it could be worth this much because I already spend that much on traffic. And finally, another way that we're currently measuring ROI is direct sales through social media channels such as Facebook. However, this is not an easy one at all. It can be done, but it's not easy. You have to very much focus on engagement when it comes to driving sales through social media channels. And I think that you'll find that it doesn't really matter about the quantity of likes you have. If you have 120,000, that makes no difference to the number necessarily. I say this based on an example of one of our clients. We were working with, or are working with, Champney still. We've done some great campaigns for them to increase their engagement and how people communicate with them. And they've got, we grew them from a small number up to around, it was only a few, up to around, I think, 3,500. Wasn't a massive amount, but it was focusing on engagement and quality. They then did a flash sale, to a 48-hour sale, just to those Facebook fans, and in one weekend sold £21,000 worth of accommodation to these people. That is a clear, direct benefit and sales through their social media channel. Now, obviously, you don't want to constantly sell on your channel, so we recommend that they do this once a quarter. And their likes are now up at around just below 10,000, actually. And this is only in a few months that we've really been working for them. So it can be done, but it isn't easy. You've got to be strategic about it. You've got to be clever. And please don't constantly sell. Diversity of what you're actually saying to them in their posts is incredibly important as well. So that's social media campaigns and on social media channels and managing your social media profiles well. There's this new area coming into social media now called social commerce. This does provide more exact statistics and returns and clearer, more visible returns for your social media investment. Social commerce is simply using social media to assist in the online buying and selling of products and services. Excellent. But please, please do not make the mistake that think that this just is about reviews and ratings, because it's not at all. Social commerce can revolve around discussions and forums, questions and answers, customer reviews and ratings, of course, but also tips and hints, recommendations, referrals, online communities, and social advertising. In the keynote this morning, we heard Nick from TUI tell us about how discussions and forums and possibly a Q&A feature are actually going to be in the plans of TUI for the next 12 months, potentially. So this is another form of social commerce. And to be honest, I think that a lot of us consider reviews and ratings. If you're not using reviews and ratings at the moment, you really should be. And there are ways it can work for you, for your business. You're not unique in your product offering. I guarantee you we could figure out a way that reviews could work on your site. But also consider these other elements of social commerce that can be used to drive revenue within your website. But again, don't make the mistake of thinking that social commerce in one industry is the same in another. It's not, because travel is a very different industry, and it needs a unique approach to social commerce. We're not selling a DVD player, a dishwasher, or a fridge freezer, really. I mean, those are more dull items as such. They're certainly not as inspirational as these things. These are all photos that I've just taken on my holidays or whatever, but this is what we're selling. We're selling a trip to Vietnam, or to Venezuela, or a trip to India, or Barcelona, or anywhere. We're selling experiences and destinations. And travel's incredibly different because it's a lot more exciting. You can get a lot more excited about going to a place than you can about buying a dishwasher. Goodness me, if I have to buy a dishwasher, it's because my wife's told me I need to buy a dishwasher because the other one's broken, and I get round to buying it just about the time when she's nagged so much and asked me so many times. I'm just like, I'll buy a dishwasher then. But the point is that your process of buying for travel is very different. It is more exciting and fun. So let's look at this. And how is travel different? Well, the whole process is different. Pre-purchase and dream. And this is something Shashank was talking about last year as well. And, it's very right. We spend, on average, 28 days visiting an average of 22 websites or something like that, researching our holidays for next year or our trip for this year, because it's one of the best things we're going to do. 28 days, that's a long time. And we don't just use that time to just look at that site or that site. We genuinely use it to inspire us and get excited about the experience we're going to go down. At the next stage, we have relevance and filtering of that information. We don't suddenly make a decision of, I could go anywhere in the world, to, I'm going to go there. We filter. and we filter during this 28-day period. Then we have the booking stage, and I'm not going to tell you about how reviews and ratings increase conversions. You already know that. It can increase conversions between 2 and 18%. That's it. I'm going to leave it there. If you want to ask more about reviews and ratings, please come and see us, and I'll tell you all about that. But then, after booking, this is another place where the travel industry is completely unique. After booking, it can be months between us actually buying and pressing the buy button to actually receiving our experience. And this is another area where social commerce can fit in, and you can utilize this in your business to breed loyalty and drive ancillary sales. Finally, we've got the post-experience phase, which is similar, but it's just a lot further away from the last time we actually booked or the last time we interacted with your brand. So, this amazing diagram is what we see social commerce in travel as, or how it works. Now I'm going to spend a bit of time on this to talk through it so that we can understand it a bit. It's not really that complicated. Does this have a pointing thing on it? Ah, excellent. Okay, first of all, pre-purchase stroke dream. It's our belief that at this stage, and let's just look at this, we need discussions, questions and answers, conversations to happen to inspire people to stay on your website and stay with your brand. Now, again, at the keynotes this morning, Nick was talking about how brand is king. Brand is king, and maintenance of your brand identity, of your brand visibility during this decision-making process is essential for driving conversions. It is essential. So, keeping people on your website by enabling them to discuss really helps. Now, discussions can also include things such as photos and videos. And you should definitely, at this pre-purchase or dream stage of the booking process, you should enable photos, videos, discussions, and questions on your website, because that will keep them there and it will breed loyalty. Now, as we move along, we want to enable visitors to filter those results so that they come back to the website. They know that they can get some good information on your site to begin with to help them decide. How do we help them filter? Well, one way that we've been doing this with our clients, and it's proving successful and effective, is we're kind of trying to turn the newsletter on its head almost, in that we've enabled our clients, visitors, to subscribe to their destinations. They essentially watch or follow their destinations or tours or hotels or train journeys or whatever it is that you can buy from your site. And any new social content, this is not an avenue for your salespeople, at the moment, any new social content added, a latest photo, a latest video, a latest discussion or review about that experience, is automatically sent to them. Now that's an instant communication and drives them back to your website during that 28-day period, a time when they are receptive to booking, the time when they are making their decision. That feature, that kind of communication with them, sharing them information of what they're actually interested in because they've selected the destinations or experience they want to receive updates about. And doing that socially means you're not bombarding them with messages, buy this, buy that, do this, go here. You're letting your own visitors drive that communication and get them back to your site. Now, again, a month later, after they first visited your website, they might have the decency to book through you. Obviously, we need to fight hard for our customers, and so reviews and ratings are essential for helping increase conversions at the point of purchase, without a doubt. But again, after purchase, what can you do using social commerce to encourage people to book with you next time or buy more? Well, providing tips and hints of the products, of the experiences or destinations is a great way of, again, getting them back to your website. Again, this is such valuable and useful content that it's really driving interaction and engagement on your website as well. And I'm talking about capturing these people and keeping them on your own site, in your own brand. At each stage, social commerce here is driving, and these functions are driving the buying cycle on your own website. Finally, when they've been on their trip, had a great time, it's always good to ask them for their feedback, to ask them to add their content to your site, because when they've done that, your content can then drive the rest of your buying cycle. So I hope that, maybe before we were just thinking about reviews and ratings, but there are a number of different items here on using social commerce to drive the booking journey and the booking cycle on your own website. Now, one final thing that ties this whole process together to drive booking on your website is that every single time somebody interacts with your site and adds content, every time, whether they add a discussion or whether they follow and receive updates or whether they add a review or a tip or a hint, every time that should be broadcast quickly and automatically across their social profiles. One click broadcasting to their Facebook profile, Twitter, YouTube, wherever. Because that then communicates what they've just done with their friends and family. And I've yet to meet anybody who says that their ideal next customer is not the friends or family of a happy existing customer. They are ideal. They're exactly the people that you want to be looking at your website and visiting you. So make sure any content contributed to your site is broadcast via these channels. One thing I will say as well, just to tie this section off, is that you don't need 1,000 reviews. You don't need 500 reviews. One photo or video or discussion can start driving traffic and start showing you actual benefit to your website. One bit of content or 10 bits of content for each destination or something like that. It doesn't need to be massive volumes of content. Please don't fall into the trap of thinking I need 50 million reviews in order to make this work. It's not that. That's not the case. So the other thing that I'd like to mention as well is that you need to consider an integrated approach to social media in order to be absolutely successful and maximize the benefits. I've talked about social commerce. We've also initially talked about campaigns and channel management a little bit on the Champneys example. You need those creative campaigns and effective management of your social communities and social commerce technologies within your own website working together to absolutely maximize social media and the returns you will get from that.